if you could implement one or two key things into their day that would be a game changer, like an absolute game changer, what would that be?
Yeah, so I would say let's start with the kind of bottom up approach, meaning like controlling your environment, which is easier than controlling yourself. So the three things I would say, and again, starting with the bottom, starting with the environment, is I'll take a page from your book here or from my own, which is planning, right? Planning your day. So the first thing is creating order out of chaos. And I've got my time block planner here,
Yeah, perfect.
which is a method I like because as you rightly noted, there's a finite amount of time in the day, and our to-do lists sometimes need to exceed that amount. But simply realizing that you can only actually do one thing at a time. When you plan it out or you block it out, it kind of enables you to really zone into that one thing, to not be distracted. Stress really comes from, or at least that threat response, as opposed to the challenge response, comes from wanting to be in two places at one time, right? It comes from, I know I have to get this task done, but I'm getting all these emails, or I really want to be with my family, or, but I also know I have to get all this stuff done. And it's that gap between where we are and where we want to be that creates stress. The wider the gap, the bigger the stress response or the threat response. So to get into that challenge zone, that challenge response, it's to really commit to being present with the task at hand, to setting that one thing at a time that we're going to do. So that would be the number one thing I would say is acknowledging our sort of limitation and accounting for that by blocking it out and planning.
Yep.
The number two thing, and this also goes off of something you were saying, is actually slowing down as you're working. Sometimes it can feel like we are just spinning the wheels, right? And kind of slipping on ice. We're not actually making contact with the ground and able to make that smooth forward motion that we need to make in order to feel like we're really progressing. So once you have your to-do list plotted out, or what the thing is that you're going to be working on, one thing I actually like to have people practice is doing that one thing at a 50% reduced speed than they normally would, even if it's like typing an email. And there's actually a lot of interesting evidence and research to show that when you slow your nervous system down in this way, it enables you to engage in a much higher level. And the military has that saying, slow is smooth, and smooth is fast, right? NASCAR drivers, same thing. In MotoGP, they say the fastest guys have the slowest hands. And the reason is because they have that smooth connection to the nervous system. So we want to maintain that connection. And one of the ways to do that is by really dropping in and slowing down. And then the third thing is kind of cycling back to the first thing I noted, which is more of a mindset thing. So, now that you have what am I going to focus on? How am I going to do it singularly, slowly, smoothly? The third thing would be about the mindset and really thinking that when things do get overwhelming, when things do feel like, okay, it is that too much, to just reframe to yourself that this is a challenge. This is actually going to make you stronger. And by kind of taking the emphasis off of the outcome and placing it on the process, this is what's known as like the growth mindset, right? That enables us to shift our physiology from that threat response, which is very scattered, to the challenge response, which is very focused.